Hello everyone, this is Genuine Polish. We are coming back to Cycle 53. I don't exactly remember where we left off, but I know that we were trying to get this Dreco through this critter Fluxomatic. I think they ended up dropping him down here, so when we have to restart the process, and we have to make sure we can get him when we drop him. So we're still waiting on 2 more critters for that. We've got the Pip, and we need to send a slug through. So let's check out on our other planet and see whether they're making progress to this. So they're not making any new progress, and it's because no one has advanced digging, and they actually need super hard digging, so we either need to send someone through, build a mini pod, or I think building a mini pod would be a good idea actually, now that I say it. Because a big reason why we're not getting any new dupes from the mini pod is because we don't really need any on our other planet, and the inconvenience of sending them through is just not exactly worth it. I don't like to build the mini pod direct dead center. In fact, I'd prefer the pod location be off to the side, because this is all livable area that we should be building in. This is completely uninhabitable, so we might as well build over this way if we can find a leak in the biome. Wow, this is one of the best abyssalite borders I've ever seen. Usually there's like at least a bit of a gap, and I know this because it causes a problem with heat transfer. Wow, yeah. Nothing. Just about nothing. Wow. Okay, and we are playing on the super big worlds, so this world is going to be as big as the first world, which means that because this secondary worlds usually have like some higher priority materials but a smaller quantity, this world is actually going to be really plentiful. We just have to actually figure out how to utilize all the material on this planet. I was thinking about a challenge or even an alternative playstyle that involves duplicants basically being constricted to a rocket, but I wasn't really sure about how to balance that. It's something I've been brainstorming while in between videos. Speaking of which, I'm sorry my videos have been so delayed. I've been waiting for something to come through Amazon, but they keep delaying it, and it's kind of making it impossible to do face cams right now. So that's why you haven't seen any of those. And besides that, the holidays were here, so it's been a slow pacing for my videos coming out. Don't worry, it'll speed back up. I think we should just go ahead and put this here at the corner of the biome. I don't know. We're going to have to put some piping, a piping highway of conveyor rails and gas pipes and liquid pipes, but I think that's a fine spot. These people are both idle? No, on this planet. But yeah, so I was trying to think about how to balance a kind of a challenge mode where you exist in a spaceship, isolated in a spaceship. And I don't exactly know how to go about doing that the best way, because you need to limit it to being in a spaceship. That being said, you're also going to need to land on planets to get critical resources. You can't just rely on mining asteroids, and if you did, it would kind of make for a pretty uninteresting game. So I have to figure out how to balance that to make it interesting and to actually provide some amount of challenge, or just to make it a viable alternative playstyle. I just haven't figured out how to get the rocket airborne, give people enough supplies to be restricted to the rockets, and then have them continue on like that. Haven't figured it out yet, but it's in the works. Okay, so yeah, we're just powering through. Let's make sure we're at top speed all the time, and let's see if we can get someone on this other planet some digging traits. I'm almost thinking a skill crubber is a better investment, but we could go ahead and start, and I think we will start putting people on the other planet. So for now, we're just gonna let them be, and then eventually we'll have to send someone over with some digging skill. I forgot. Oh, we came over here for the reed fibers, so that way we could get our first Atmos suit to put in here. So let's go ahead and queue that up. Copper Atmos suit. We'll just do 1. I think we only have enough units. No, we have 2. Good. Yeah, that'll be fine. And by the time those 2 are exhausted, we'll probably have enough reed fiber grown to replenish that. Yeah, speaking of weird things, which I guess I didn't mention that at all, but speaking of things that are kind of weird, this water transferred from polluted water to normal water from the chlorine or something that happened down here, which is pretty interesting. This crude oil potentially could have been so hot that it instantly boiled it, which is definitely a possibility, but is there dirt here? No, there's no dirt on the ground. But to be fair, 21.6 grams of polluted dirt might have evaporated pretty fast. So yeah, who knows exactly. Let's see. Good, it went through all right. I was kind of afraid it was just going to crawl up the side of the wall. Right, so that is number 3 here. New species scan. Let's check it out. Our kitchen is not up and running. We don't actually have a really high need for a kitchen right now. I think we should go ahead and humor it and get it built, though. We are still waiting on that salt grinder, or spice grinder. I thought we kind of had it sorted out already. Let's see, where is it at? Yeah, we'll go ahead and build this so our kitchen's actually put together. Let's see, we still satisfy our great hall. We have enough mess tables. We got our barracks, and then we have our massage clinic and our stable. Okay, all those rooms are set. We haven't broken any of them thus far. We have a lot of idle people, so let's go ahead and slow down the speed. And then we're going to go ahead and build over to our receiver transporter if we can even find it. I really thought we had already discovered it, but maybe we did not. And this pump is currently set up and ready to go. Oh wait, no. I recall, we need to do this first and foremost. So let's do that. We'll have to monitor it. I think we'll actually save prior to, just in case. I'm not one to backtrack, but just in case we do something really dumb and stupid, I'd like the option. All right, so down here, let's check up our heat profile. So this is a hot little chunk of earth right here for no good reason. I guess it's a jungle biome that's kind of situated between two slime molds. I think maybe we should go ahead and dig down more so that way we have access to this room. We're going to end up flooding it, and it'd be cool to have this water to be kind of isolated, so we'll go ahead and build over here for now. So that way we get access to the sender, and then we can find the receiver eventually. All right, we got a critter rancher who's also a cook. I don't think he's supposed to be a cook. He's not. Okay. So that's something to remember. And then we have our electrical engineer. I thought Gene was our electrical engineer. I guess we're going to have two here. Yeah, we are. This guy's progressing a lot faster than Gene, and I'm pretty sure they're close to the same age. And Steve is our construction man, and now he's got improved carrying too. So he's pretty much maxed out until we have so much excess morale that we can give people 2 jobs, which is really not a high priority, but it's something. So really we should give Joshua just max farming also, so that way we have a max farmer, because I don't think we have anyone else that farms. So yeah, we are putting out a pretty fair amount of oxygen from this. I'm trying to think of where our other oxygen supply sources are. We have 2 of these. Yeah, so actually I guess these would maintain our oxygen pretty well. But you can see here we're putting out 900 grams of oxygen every couple seconds. So this is far from its full capacity, but it's working for now. So let's see, did we introduce the brine or did we delete it? That's the big question. It looks like we completely and utterly deleted it, but let's double check using the material overlay. Good. It's exactly as intended. I'd love to sweep this up, but I think we're just going to delete it. It's not very much crude oil anyways, but this should be perfectly fine. We do have pipes here with no actual purpose, but as long as this never gets hot enough to melt from the pump, in which case the pump would just melt first, then we're perfectly good. And I don't know why I deleted this stairway here, but let's go ahead and give us access back up here. Look at all this water just everywhere for no good reason. Let's go ahead and make a path all the way up so that way all the water that melts from here on out is contained. Ooh, now we've got crude oil where there should be priming liquid. Is that going to be a problem? Yes, it is, but it's all right. We'll just pump it out and empty the pipe before we introduce priming liquid. And so there shouldn't be any temperature happening, temperature exchange. I think this is just touching the freezing cold pipes, which is perfect. That's fine. Yes, it is. And then this is far from being melting. I don't actually know how this is at 550 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, this is 620 degrees Fahrenheit. For whatever reason, I thought this was closer to 200, this crude oil geyser, but I guess I was maybe reading the Celsius temp. All right, so we're far from getting here. We should unearth the spindly grub fruit for food. Spindly grub fruit's honestly, I would say, the best food in the game, especially when you consider pit pot planning. But, you know, everyone has their own preference. And we don't have any oxygen input yet, which is a big problem. We should probably get a SPOM or just an electrolyzer setup going so we can actually power this and any of our electrical needs or our oxygen needs. These fish are overcrowded. I'm not concerned about having a PACU population like at all, actually, believe it or not. And our hatches are mostly contained to this area, I believe. Let's see. Where do they all end up? No, they're not. I really thought I built a little hatch sanctuary, but I guess I didn't. So we'll do priority 9, and then we'll just get all our hatches out of the way. Now with that, we do have the ability to send another one through the teleporter. So if we find that we have a good duplicate coming through the printing pod here pretty soon, we can actually just send them before we end up building the pod on the other planet. If they haven't already. They did. Good. And I feel like they just manifested this ethanol. I don't remember seeing this anywhere, but maybe it was in a little pocket above the pod. I don't know. That's super weird. We got our data pack from there. Always remember to inspect everything and get your data packs before you delete stuff. Sometimes I always forget what all machines have data packs. And I don't think anything eats them. I sure as heck hope they don't. Yeah, of course this is our planet. There's actually a lot of planetoids orbiting our main planet, so I'm really curious to see what those are. Or a lot of points of interest, I guess. Lots of Wheezworts, so it'll be good for an advanced research station. We really need to get a better digger over here just to get access to all this stuff, because there is so many Wheezworts, and we should have the material research station up and running. Right, so we got our spice grinder, which is excellent. These guys are actually producing a surplus of food, but I think it's only because they're still relying on their non-perishables. So as far as food spoilage goes, if we could just get access to one of these biomes, we could get refrigeration going for our food, and that way it could slow the rot. All right, juicer. I've never built the juicer. I think it does give you food bonuses a lot like the spice grinder. If anyone knows for sure, you can mention in the comments, but oh, actually, we'll just pull it up here. Drinking juices increases duplicate morale. I thought you could make smoothies that gave you like certain bonuses, but I could be wrong. Made a mess. Let's see who this is here. These guys don't have bathrooms at all? They do. This is just such a low priority. Or they don't have dirt. No, they do. Super weird. Let's check out their priorities on this planet and see if anything's out of whack. Nope, everything looks fine. Super weird. I almost want them just to like strip mine their entire starting biome, but let's not do that. And again, they really don't have any kind of use for this, huh? Waiting for materials. Mud to dirt. Mud depleted water. There's plenty of materials. What is going on here? Why are you guys going so slow at this? Like you guys aren't consuming any of your electricity. It's kind of bizarre. Alright, let's get this going. Sweep all and we'll clear out this area again so that way we can set up an infinite water storage. Oh, we don't have super hard digging. So that's going to be a while off still. And let's check out over here. So they swept all this up. We can go ahead and prime this with some polluted water. We want but I would say between like 100 kilograms and 800 kilograms, so that way there's no chance of us deleting the water or sending it to another planet. So let's check out how much water we've got in our system. Okay, so we have a pretty good supply of water. We're going to knock off this pipe here, so that way we have about 300 kilograms of water. I think that's a pretty fair amount. No matter how much you max out your CPU or the game's processing power, I don't think you're going to delete that much water by accident. So I think we're good here. Nothing that's going to obstruct this room at all. Doesn't look like it. So let's go ahead and let's put a conductive wire through here. There's no reason why we need conductive, but I'm just going to guarantee that we are set. So I'm going to have this set up here, and we check our pipes right quick before we close it up, and it's all good. So let's go ahead and give this a high priority as they build it. Any system that you shut the door and never go back in, I like to have conductive wires going. So we'll just generate a little bit of copper ore real fast, and let's check out the state of everyone. Whoa, 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 whoa! You know, they went down from the bottom. You've got to be fucking kidding me. F you guys so hard. I didn't even know there's access to the bottom. Now we just have to reset this whole thing. Wow, that was a short-lived run, huh? Jeez, wow. They really just find a way. How did this happen? Oh, okay. So what happened was they climbed up here, or they came over here, and a morph was standing here at just the optimal time for them to climb up. It must have been. That's absurd. That's actually absurd. I hate them so much. Jeez. And I really thought we set those doors. I guess for some reason we had to unset them. So do we have a digger over here at all? We don't. We can wait another 3 cycles for the other planet. Actually, now that I say that out loud, I kind of wish I grabbed one, but it's a little too late. All right, next research. So planetary orbital. So orbital data collection lab. It's a ways off. We don't really have access to any of those research right now. So what we can do is just max out our preliminary researches for all of the more advanced ones. Alright, so now what is what? We need to send 2 more critters through here. One of these pips should be ready here in just a second. Oh, that's right, we don't have any oxygen. That's why no one's delivering the pip egg. But it's at 80%. It'll probably develop in these next 2 cycles or so. They still haven't made it to the supply teleporter input, which is kind of interesting because if they were so desperate that they ran through here and deleted all my effort, then I would think that they would have done that by now. Okay, it is nice to see them making a little bit of progress, though. I will say that. So this is all ice. Yes, it is. And this system is perfectly set up. It really looks like that could be brine, but it's not. Everything is telling me it's not. What is the overheat temperature for this one? 1,900. Okay, so there's no overheat. That's right. It's a hydro sensor. And it looks like they're making pretty good progress on getting to the surface. I think for everyone's sake, we are going to add another door here just when we first break up into space, because I think I'm not going to be paying close enough attention at all. I've been really guilty of just like letting stuff go on this playthrough. Oh, this is outside of a kitchen. Weird. Let's check this out. Missing refrigerator. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah, we'll just throw a refrigerator in there. I don't think we have a strong need for it. We're not producing a whole lot of food, and I don't see food spoilage going on a lot, so that's good. Oh, and I didn't even realize this doesn't take any amount of electricity, so maybe we will try to get this up and running. So it's a rate of food decomposition. Not super useful. Salt. 3 kilograms of salt per food. That's quite a lot. Especially because I don't think they're going to prioritize eating this over food that isn't salted. Improves operating skills when ingested. That's not bad at all. Do you get slime lung from it? Strengthens even the weakest of muscles. Iron. Iron? Jeez. Provides a boost to piloting abilities. Well, that's not so bad. But that's insane. There's no way we're doing iron. I'm not feeding people iron. 3 kilograms of iron? That's a lot. That's like not insignificant at all. That's a lot of iron. All right, let's go ahead and sweep up all these hatches so we don't have to deal with these guys anymore. Let me make sure they're not selected down here so that way we don't have people dump them off at the bottom of the world. All right, hatches, let's go. Wow, there's a lot of hatches just hanging out in our base. Yeah, we'll get all these hatches swept up, and then once we get the critter fluxomatic up and running, we might convert them into smooth hatches if we don't have a good setup for the metal refinery. I'm really looking for maybe a cool slush geyser or something that kind of just has a low temperature to send through the metal refinery. We could also just do crude oil. I'm really curious if you can boil crude oil in a metal refinery. I think that if you have crude oil transfer states in a pipe, it'll break the pipe 100% of the time no matter what. Even if you use a very small amount of liquid, it's not like transferring states. If it transfers into a new material, it'll just break the pipe instantly because it thinks that it's trying to occupy the same pipe or something like that as another material. But what if you had it change states inside a metal refinery? Then would it work? I don't know. It's going to be something we're going to have to try. So Stinky's probably going to be able to... I don't know what else he should branch into, but we'll give him a second. Then we have our doctor, and we can actually have them get up and doctor. Oops. Have our water lock set up so we can get access to this slime biome. Not that we've had a big need for slime at all. And I just realized, see right here, here's a good example of an abyssalite wall that isn't actually fully constructed. And so that way we have access to this kind of hotter biome. And same with here, actually. There's a lot of abyssalite walls. So that's why I'm surprised to see on this planet how it's completely surrounded by abyssalite. Like 360 degrees surrounded. It's really weird to see what they're prioritizing on this planet. They don't seem to be doing anything too terribly useful. They just kind of seem to be like meandering around. So let's go ahead and increase the priorities on some of these because there's certain things that you guys should just be doing, like period. I don't know why you're not. And because this muddy planet is so volatile, we're just going to go ahead and build some tiles everywhere so that way we have access to actually run around on this planet. And we're not afraid of like the ground falling out and killing people. Let's check on our pug slugs. They're still producing a good amount of electricity. I guess they're hungry, which is preventing them from producing their maximum. Which is pretty weird because in the wild, I think sometimes they produce a lot. That's convenient. It slept right next to a wire. We have our little PACU farm, which is just going to be a little supplementary amount of food. I think we should probably just connect all this. There's no reason not to, in my opinion. Yeah, we do want water to be kind of contained. So let's go ahead and just build some kind of channel in between these two. And if we make it shallow enough, the angle here, they can probably swim up and down between the two. Alright, research complete. Let's see, what did we just unlock here? Gas intake and gas output fittings. And we have 2 idle people on this planet. So it's not going to hurt ever to just dig out our algae, dig out some of our resources. And I guess they moved all the hatches already, huh? I don't know what that blood-curdling scream was, but... Oh, electrolyzer. That's what we'll do. So we're just going to build a little electrolyzer to get us some oxygen production. We're not going to build a spawn, or we're not going to build a setup with the intention of it being a spawn. I mean, it's going to vicariously be one, but we're doing it for oxygen production, not to maintain a certain power level. Alright, everybody, that's going to be it for this episode. We are going to go ahead and upgrade some of the pathways in our base to tiles just to improve efficiency and make our base look a little bit more cohesive. And we'll find a place to put that electrolyzer set up. That's going to be it for this episode. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. I promise I'll be getting more videos out to you pretty soon here. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay frosty out there.